John, thank you for your video discussion prompt. Thinking about it, there's a couple of points we can comment on immediately. The first thing would be with regards to the Big Five or the television networks, those traditional broadcast networks. I think what we can understand is that they exist, all right? So television was invented and it has seen its peak era of popularity. It is still a dominant medium. It just kind of shares space. It's not the dominant medium the way it was for several decades. We will continue to see those five networks flourish in some ways because they're brands that are established. They are virtually, sometimes, and physically concrete. We can think of it like Coke and Pepsi, all right? Soft drinks may be out of fashion for a lot of consumers, but it doesn't, go to the movie theater and I may quit drinking soda for Lent or my health or because, I'm on a diet, but, when I get to the movie theater, I want a carbonated beverage to sip while I'm watching a flick. And so there's always going to be a place, I think, for these networks. And more importantly, it's about what are they doing to share space, to occupy space. Look at ABC. ABC is protected because ABC long ago was bought out by Disney, all right? And so, just like ESPN, just like Marvel, just like Hasbro, just like, all right, and then let's keep going, Star Wars. And so, once these networks are kind of each pocketed within essentially these six media organizations that control all of media, and that's something we'll talk about in our digital persuasion class. But once they fall under that umbrella, they're pretty protected because that's an invested brand. They may be hemorrhaging viewership, and they have been for years, for 10, 15 years, but they will remain useful and retain value. The question about audiences and they're leaving and there's alternatives, absolutely, that's the new norm. And the new norm is that a lot of young people are bored with traditional programming. They're bored with a single show, and this is not nature nurture, but this is cause and effect. Okay, technologies create the space for alternatives, video games, cellular devices, second screen, third screen, and so on. But then we also become conditioned to these technologies, and so I'm no longer satisfied just sitting there watching a 3 or 4 hour sporting event. All right, I've got to have something going to stimulate me. I hypothetically, there's plenty of media. A person or myself can still, sit and consume independently of other things, but increasingly we have these almost like organic synergistic tendencies when it comes to the integration of multiple screens and multiple ways of screening. All right, so thought-provoking question in week 1. Thank you, John.